In 2024, my very good friend Marcus and I, and you guys will still meet Marcus, he's a fantastic hoot. I love this guy. He also has 38 classic Mercedes. More about that later. Here in Germany, he has a few, one of which is a car that he bought as a student, and that's a W201 190 diesel. And right now, that car is actually undergoing some rust restoration and welding work and so on and so forth. But last year, in that rough state, mechanically sound, note that, we decided to tackle this adventure journey for the very first time.
I honestly don't know how to put this into words, guys. Be able to drive up here in a place that's this beautiful. Marcus constantly just says, I can't believe we're allowed to drive here. I can't believe we're allowed to drive here. Just look at this. I think this is what life is made of.
It was a stock standard 1987 W201 190 diesel, 72 horsepower, 4-speed manual gearbox. I mean, if you are impatient, that car will teach you a lesson and a half. I tell you that, because you're not going anywhere quickly, but you will go everywhere and you will arrive. It is so incredibly reliable. To try and cut this short, because I could talk forever about this, we drove 6 countries, 6,000 kilometers. 2/3 of that was definitely not tarmac. We did that in, I think, about 8 days. We lived in the car, we slept in the car, we slept next to the car. We had everything in this car. It was everything that we wanted. Just incredible. The 190, stock standard, nothing changed on that car, nothing altered. Absolutely nothing. We came back after 6,000 kilometers, and the only thing we changed was a tire that looked a little bit too worn. We got between 700, 800 kilometers on a single tank, and I know that sounds like it's not a lot for a 190D, but it's the 4-speed, and we were probably journeying first, second, and third gear most of the time. The roads are the kind of roads that I'm talking about. It wasn't off-roading as in you need a 4x4. It was really just gravel roads, some of them in a condition that you really just enjoy driving second gear. It wasn't the driving per se, it was the journey itself. It was what we were able to see and experience, the nature that you're driving through. Roads less traveled. That was the deciding factor that I wanted to get a Mercedes, knowing that this car is going to be qualitatively superior to just about anything else out there, especially for these kind of journeys. The aim is to drive to Morocco and back, including Morocco itself. Now, you guys know that Morocco is literally filled with old Mercedes, a lot of them being used as taxis. I think a lot of W123s, a lot of 124s are there. And so it just felt like it's going to be the right kind of tour, not just to explore the country and to honor the beauty of nature there, but specifically also to actually go and see what the scenario is like with these old Mercedes in that country. That really, guys, is what I meant with the rally. That's what I'm excited about. Taking this Mercedes on a beautiful, long, extensive road trip, showing it the world and allowing it to show me the world through its qualitative perspective. Being able to enjoy and rely on the multiple hours, days, weeks, and months of engineering and testing that have gone into this car that I'm seated in now, and going on that road trip to enjoy it. And I realized a lot of you said, like, you know, don't mess up the car. Well, when I saw the video yesterday of how they tested the 124, how they drove it on those roads, it just felt like I'm not doing this car a disjustice or an injustice. The idea is to go and write some more adventures in that book of life and to do it with this car. Let's look for a nice little spot to pull over. So, what exactly is it that I want to change on this magnificent car? I would make it more suitable for a journey on a non-tarmac road. The idea is to try and keep this Mercedes as stock as possible. Now, the number one thing that I want to do with this Mercedes, in order to protect it and to kit it out so that it's better suited for driving on roads that aren't all made out of tarmac, is to raise the suspension. I will be using mostly original Mercedes-Benz parts for that. When you want to raise the suspension in a homogenic way, using Mercedes parts, if I would take exactly the W124 springs from a 300e or a 300 diesel, then that automatically is going to give me a raise of anything between, let's say, between 1 and 2 centimeters. Very, very ballpark figure. At the back, it's a bit of a different story. Now, I could just use normal springs from a 300 diesel or petrol, but they were heavy-duty springs, I think, for cars that were going to tow many other things, boats, caravans, or also if you knew that you were going to actually be loading a lot into the car. Perhaps a taxi, for example. That is going to go into the rear. Now, also for the 300, either diesel or petrol. That means it's going to raise it at the back as well. And then you guys have mentioned in the comments that you have those rubber housings at the top of the springs as they press into the spring seat. Those can also be had in different thicknesses. I will be adding those in front and in rear as well. The other thing that I'm going to do is to change the tires. I do anticipate fitting tires that are just a little bit more primed for driving on loose gravel, which I will fit to original Mercedes-Benz steel rims. I don't know what suspension is in front here. In the books that I received from the previous owners, one of the invoices says that the complete front suspension was exchanged by Mercedes-Benz. Do you think that it's possible that they have fitted different springs? Because if the front were to be as low as the rear, it would just look a little bit more balanced. This looks like I've got a couple of dead bodies in the boot. For the cover board that you have in front of the engine at the bottom, you have an alternative where they've made a mold out of that and then just replaced it with a 1.5 millimeter metal plate. Everything else is going to stay stock standard. Yes. And that really is it. From now on, it'll be the adventure journey and continuing the beautiful story in my W124, writing in the book of adventures. Because right now, every kilometer undriven is another page that is empty and a full pen lying there just waiting to edit the moments of life in there. And that is the car that I want to write that story with. Thank you for joining me.